Judy Allan here in San Antonio, Texas, with Adventurous Stamping. Looks like it's going to get some rain here shortly, but we are forging on. Forging on indeed. So with that, let's go.
Somebody's always bailing me out. That's all right. We're going to go down the hands and we're going to get started. How about that? Because I don't know what it's going to be like when it storms. So there you go. All right. Today it's all about making gifts. So we have a Christmas card that has been made, and now we're going to sit there and make some matching gifts to go with it. Some quick and easy gifts. So the first quick and easy gift that I've got is we're going to make a note card. We're going to make a cover for our composition book here. So all we're going to do is I am going to put this 3D here because we know the person's going to use it, right? And I'll get my glue out. I think I'm going to get my glue out. Let's see here. It's hump day, so everything's supposed to go great, right? If we don't do this, then I'll use my 3D tape or my other tape. Alright, I'm not getting anything out of that at the moment, which is sort of weird. Huh. Alright, okay. Good afternoon, Jennifer. Okay, let me just go with tape. That would not be my first choice. I really prefer, if I was going to do this, I really prefer 3D glue there, or the 2D, or the dimensional. It's not dimensional. It's anyway. It's taped like this, but it's definitely for 3D projects, right? This is not designed for 3D projects, and that's why I really like the glue better. Because, you know, it's going to be handled a lot. So that's the main thing there. So I'll just layer that down as good as I can. And all you're going to do is come along the edges here, and we're going to put it down right here. And we're just going to make sure that we get nice and flat. And then all we're going to do is we're just going to open this up and trim it off, alright? And then from there we're going to decorate it. So all we're going to do is take my scissors, and I'm just going to follow the lines, okay? That's all we're going to do. You know, this is just a quick, easy gift to make, right? You can do this with anyone. I'm just doing this particular card, but there are others that I have that can easily make. I was at Coker Fest, Arts and Crafts Festival over the weekend, and while I was there in our booth, I was busy making some of these gifts for people. And actually one was done with the gnomes, right? Gnomes are in. If you don't know about it, gnomes are in. So I did that. This is actually for a special friend, right? So we make gifts, we make them for special friends. Alright, so this here is a little bit shorter than I normally would do it, but I like it because it really shows that green, that really makes that pop. So I am going to have to make some alterations to what I originally envisioned. But that's okay, because this really is, it's all about making it for a friend. He's always looking for something. Okay, people bailing me out here of my glue that's not working. I hope that means it's working now. Okay, so we're just going to center this. And then all I'm going to do is decorate it similar. It'll be similar, but not quite the same, right? Because that's larger. So you can see my gift is going to be a little bit smaller, right? So we're going to have to make a few alterations. Now, this is going to have to be altered. Originally, I had planned on this maybe being a little bit wider, and it's not, so I'm going to have to alter this. So I'm just going to use my scissors and go on this end here. And I'm just going to cut. If I have to get my cutter out, I'll get that as well too. Hello, Jennifer, Jennifer, Jennifer. Okay, guys, I wanted just a little bit smaller than this. I really didn't want it, I wanted to really see this here. And so I'm going to trim it a little bit more. So yes, I'm not doing it, I don't have my cutter out, so I'm not like measuring it exactly or anything. I just want to be sure to see the color, right? So the other thing I have that I'm going to have with this as well too is I already know I made these tags to stick behind it. So you're going to wonder where I got these from. I actually did them from the punch, and the punch allows me to adjust any size I want. So I actually started with a long piece of paper, I punched it, I punched the red, and I'm going to make sure the red was a little bit wider than this because I'm going to stick it right in here. I'm going to stick it in with a message. Now what I got to find out is how big is my Scotty in comparison. Okay, so I've almost got about as much paper as I can cut down. Alright, let me cut off a little bit at the top. So it's really for looks, right? Because my Scotty's going to go in there no matter what. But I have to keep in mind that when somebody uses a little notepad like that, they're going to be opening and closing it. So this is going to work for my Scotty. Alright? So I'm going to go ahead and put my Scotty down. And I'm going to put this down. Now this I'm going to try the glue again because I need to do it just on the edge. Okay? I'm not doing it on the hold. I just need to do it on the edge just to hold the little message I'm tucked inside. Let's see if this one's going to come out or not. Somebody believes it is. Oh, there it goes. So to say, is this a Monday and somebody claimed to be a Wednesday? Alright, hump day. The rest of the week is going to go smooth. Whoop, whoop. Alright, so I'm just doing a little bit on the edge, right? I just want it to stay down on the edge just so I can put a book, not a bookmark, keep on getting a bookmark. And the reason why, I'll show you in just a second, because we didn't make the card here, we made it at the retreat. But I have to make sure it's down toward the edge, right? Because otherwise I can't get my other piece in. Alright, so when I keep on saying a bookmark, let me show you. And this particular card, this pulls out and we have a very nice hidden bookmark. Okay, well this is much smaller and I'm not going to do a teeny tiny little bookmark because it just doesn't make sense. You'd have to have a teeny tiny bookmark to try to put it in, or you'd have to paper clip it in. So I'm leaving an opening there and I'll have to let that dry a moment. Meanwhile, I'm going to put my Scotty right here. I'm just going to put it on with dimension, with some glue. Hi Lourdes, so good to see you. I got to see Lourdes in person recently. Yep. Trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating. Get to see everybody trick-or-treating. That was fun. Very fun. Alright, so I'm just going to put a little Scotty here. Yes, it's called a Christmas Scotty. And I got Christmas paper here. So, the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bow, just like I did on the card. But this one I'm going to do flat. That's a ribbon. And this one's actually got, it's foil. It's red foil. And the reason why I'm using it instead of the ribbon, cloth ribbon, is I just get concerned if somebody's using this where they're pulling it in and out of something, that'll come off. And then I'm going to just put, I went ahead and tried this out. I may have to come back and glue this down. I don't know if this is pulled in and out of something, if it's going to come off or not, but it's a friend, it's a gift for a friend, so the thing is, she knows where I live, and I know where she lives. And so I'm just being careful because this has got glue on it, right? Not trying to get glue everywhere. Alright, so I've got a little bell that I put right here. The little diamond on it. Oh, doesn't look like a diamond, it's a rhinestone, right? Just the adhesive rhinestones. And I'm going to have to tailor this down because this is going to be too wide. See, this will most probably barely fit in. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this white, the red down to the size of the white. And then I'm going to turn around and just trim the white down because then they'll both fit in here. And then we'll stamp a message on here, and I'm going to believe that it's going to fit just fine. So I had to make some adjustments because I originally had this all perfectly ready to go. And I was busy comparing it to the smaller size, and somehow I either misplaced what I had or I cut it up and not realizing I cut it up. So you are seeing an adjusted copy of what I originally had made. Okay, so I've got those both the same size. So I want the white to really pop. And the only way that's going to pop, it has to be a little bit smaller than the red, right? So I'm just going to come along the sides here and I'm just going to trim this off. And it's just a little bit. So it's just a smidgen. It's just a smidgen so I can sit there and you see the red behind it. Alright, let's see how that looks. And if I have to, I can cut a little bit more, right? So I'm going to cut a little bit more on this side here. Looks like I got room to cut it anyway. And we'll get it trimmed off. Now, there we go. Okay. And then see, I'm just going to put this glue and glue these two together. And if you want to off glue them a little bit off to the side, you can. Looks like I might need to trim the red just a smidgen, but that's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this down. feel like I'm sewing or something, and I'm trying to like get everything perfect. But you know what the truth of the matter is, just like sewing or anything else, you can come back and touch up. So if I need to come back and touch up, I'm going to come back and touch up. So I really do like this, being able to do this top like this, because it's easy to match it up and it's easy to do whatever you want to with it. Okay, so the only thing I need to do now is just stamp it. Oh yeah, that'll fit. Okay, so let me go ahead and get my message stamped on here. And this one, because I knew this person would have this one with them to make notes and so forth and all, is I'm going to stamp it, "You are always loved." This person's got Westies. Not Westies, she's got Scotties. We're the ones that like Westies. We like the Scotties too. But anyway, neither here nor there. Hi, Joy. Alright. It's always good to be able to make things, right? It is. So I'm just going to stamp this like right here toward the top. And the reason for that is if I have to shorten the bottom, I can. And then it also will all fit right inside. It'll still fit right inside the little envelope I created, basically, right? So that's basically what I did with the little puppy dog. I created an envelope pocket. Let's see how that fits. Hopefully that's dry now. We can see. So I'm just going to slip this right in here. Let's see if it goes all the way down. And it doesn't have to. Oh, yeah. They can always, they got "You are." Oh, yeah, I like that. Tease them with it, man. And I'm just going to cut off a little bit of ribbon. I'm going to do it diagonally so I can string it through. I don't need a very big piece for this, right? It's just small. If I have to, I can cut the ribbon in half lengthwise and string it through there. But then this is made. So this is just quick and easy to make. You're covering a little mini composition book with some beautiful paper. You're just putting some things on top of it. That makes your gift special for the person you're giving it to. And then you're done. Now, so we're going to make some more, right? This isn't the only one. This is just one gift. We got one more gift that we're going to make too. Let me see if I can get that knot moved over. So it's, it's like anything else. You just have to work it a little, okay? So if I have to come back and work that a little bit more, that's fine. But this is one thing that the special friend know. They know that they are always thought of, right? So I would actually trim this off just a little bit, like that. And that one's about okay, but I'm going to just because I did the other one, I'll do both sides. All right, so there is gift number 1. Thank you, Lourdes. All right, gift number 2. I made this a couple of weeks ago. It showed you how to make a box. So today what we're doing in this box is we're going to make this gift here. And actually we're going to make cards. I'm going to show you how to make cards to put in the inside of this as a gift. So you could say that the outside of the box is a gift, as well as the inside that's going to have the handmade cards to go with it. This particular friend loves to give away 3x3 cards, and she loves to give away something like this as a gift. So she's always looking to do stuff like this. So I'm making it for her. So we're going to do it with the Scotty. So it's going to be a complete set when we get through, right? Everything's going to match and look the same. Now we have to make some adjustments, right? Because we've got a smaller area. And I'm going to put the Scotty right there. But again, we have to do just the edges, right? So we're just going to come along 3 edges. Only 3 edges because we're going to have a little pocket on top. And this one, I got a totally different message to put in here. Because the stamp set has more than one message, right? So let's see if I can see it while I'm looking at talking to you here. It says, "You are always loved," which I just did. One says, "Merry Christmas." Make sure I do this right. And then the other one says, "May your days be furry and bright." And then the other one's got "Woof Woof," and we got "Merry Christmas." So Merry Christmas is here on this card. "You're always loved" is right here. So we'll have to decide which one we want to put on here. This one here. I'm going to go ahead and get the dog on here now. I'm just going to put the dog on the top because I know this is a gift, right? We all know it's a gift. I'm just going to put the little puppy dog on here, little Scotty. And we're going to let Scotty. So I'm staying consistent, right? I've got red foil here that I'm using for the bow. And then I'm going to put a bell on it. Then we'll put a message in there as well. I haven't decided which one, because the one's fairly long. The one that says, "May your days be furry and bright." That's a pretty long one. I'll have to think about what this one's going to be. We could do the wolf one in here. That'll fit. Now this is much like, looks like, this should fit. Now let me go ahead and do these down here. If the worst case scenario is if I messed up, I get to do it again, right? Or I have an opportunity for creativity. So there you go. So I don't have the bling on the bell yet on this one, but that's all right. I want to at least get this together and on, because we're not done, right? You may think we're done, but we're not done. So the things that we're going to add here is these are 3/4 of an inch, and they're 1/4 of an inch less than the sides, and the sides of this is, looks like 3 3/4. So we're going to actually put this on all 4 sides. So we're decorating our gift box, and then I'm going to wrap ribbon or even around this. It just makes it nice, Christmassy, and fancy, right? So I'm believing that Scotty's going to stay put. And we're just going to put this on the side. Give it some nice decoration. And we're going to do all 4 sides. And then when we get through, we're going to put ribbon right over the top of this, all the way around. Pretty gold ribbon, right? It's a Christmas gift. Whether she chooses to keep it for herself or give to somebody else is all about her, right? It's a gift to her, because actually it's her birthday. So it'll be more like a birthday gift, and then she can use the gift to give away to people, or she can keep it and save it for another day. All right, so we're just going to keep on doing this, all 4 sides. This is just a great way to use scraps, because this is scraps. I might have created my own scraps accidentally on the other paper without realizing it. But this is actually real scraps that I just shaved off the ends to make them a little bit prettier instead of ragged and everything else. Alright, so there we have that. And then we're just going to wrap it with ribbon. So I'm just going to take the ribbon here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come straight down the middle here. Alright, when I do this, lots of times I've got something stuck on me. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll let the ribbon come over just a little bit, and I'll put it right there in the middle. And see how nice that's going to look? That's just going to pick up that gold, which is going to pick up the colors on front. And I'm just going to do this on each side. So I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. Now, if I didn't want to put glue down the middle, I have made things before where I just put glue on the edges there. And it just really depends on the ribbon, whether or not you can see it or not. If it's a super sheer ribbon, I would sit there and I would sit there and just do the corners as I come around the corners here. And I would just do it there so it wouldn't show. But this isn't going to show, because this is a nice solid ribbon. The only thing I got to do is make sure it's centered, right? Then as I come down here, then I'll finish it off once I get down here. So I'm just going to cover my work, right? So I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to go right there. And I'm just going to have this come here. And we're just going to do this right here over it, okay? And I'm going to work on having a nice finished edge. Put that down right there. This right here. And then I'll let that dry, and I'll come back and I'll give that a nice finish, alright? Because that's what it's all about. So the only thing I have lacking here now, let's make sure I got this all flat. Okay, so the only thing I'm lacking here now is finishing this tag part right here. So let's get a message stamped up here. This is going to be too big. You're always loved. So if you're always loved is too big, the only thing that's going to work is either Wolf Wolf or Merry Christmas. You know what? And I'm just going to go ahead and do Merry Christmas, because it is Christmas. And you know what? If they want to give it to somebody else and it's not Christmas time, they can just change out Merry Christmas. How about that? So I'm just going to go ahead and use the other side of my stamp. I'm going to peel this off for a second and just stick it aside. There you go. Alright. And then I'm going to stamp this right here. And I'll have it where it tucks down just a little bit. Let's see if this is how far down I have to do. So you just sort of I give you an idea. So I can actually just center this and it'll work just fine. Alright. So yeah, so if I just center it right here based on the size I have, they won't quite see it. They'll have to pull it out to see what it says. Okay, so then this will be finished, right? With the exception of adding a little gold ribbon on the top. And let's see here. I'm going to have a little gold ribbon extra here. So let me just go ahead and snip this off here. Alright. And I'm going to go this way just like the other. And we'll feed it through, and then we can trim it from there if it needs to be trimmed. And this is done. So now we've got a cute little box that we've made that's going to hold little cards in it, right? It's going to hold at least 4 3x3 cards. And I haven't decided yet. I'm going to show you. I'm going to make one that matches the set right now. But I think the other 3 cards are still going to be holiday cards. I'm just going to change the paper. So have different, so it's not all exactly the same, right? It'll be the same, but not all exactly the same. So I'm just going to tuck this in here, and everything's sort of still gluing. I might have to trim that just a little bit, but anyway, there you go. I've got my little box right here. Let me go ahead and trim that just a little though, because I don't want it to be so snug for her, right? I'm going to trim it a smidgen. Smidgen is just like a little sliver, right? Let's see if how that does. Oh yeah, that's much easier. Still not going. There we go. There we go. That's what I want. Alright, there we go. And then I'm going to put my little rhinestone on top, which I can always come back, right? I can come back and glue it if we think it needs to be glued. Right now it just has adhesive. That is stuck to me because I've got adhesive on me. Oop, and I just moved it. That's not good. Alright, see, that went quite dry. Alright, I'll try this one more time. If not, we'll just set it aside for right now. So I really need my bell to glue and stay in place without my rhinestone being stuck to me. There we go. Alright. I'll give that a little bit more a little bit later, but I'll leave it right now so at least you can see it, and this will be finished wrapped around there. So at least we had the box made. Here's the sides of the box where I put gold on it and trimmed it out, made it real pretty, and then we'll finish this in a minute since the rest of the stuff glues, dries and all. Alright, so let's make the card, the little card that's going to go with all this, and it fits just exactly in the box. Okay, so it's the same thing, right? We're just doing the same thing, same design, but we're having to scale it down a little bit. Now this one here, I scaled a little differently because of the way that the size of the card and everything and all. But I still wanted a little bit of white and a little bit of both here, right? So this I can actually put down with just regular adhesive because this is a card. It's a miniature card, 3x3, that's going to be inside the box. So it doesn't matter if you want to do it sideways or the other way. I think I'm going to end up doing it the other way, but we'll see. And I'll show you what I mean, because either you can have your card. Okay, let me get this one. You can either have your card standing up on its own, or you can turn it sideways for a different look, right? So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. With a 3x3, you can't say landscape or portrait because it's all the same size, right? It's a square. Sometimes people say, well, we're going to do a portrait or landscape. Well, that's fine. But when you're dealing with a square, you can't describe it that way. Alright, so I can either have it where it folds open this way and you write a message, or we can have it going this way. I think I want to do it this way, because this way most of the dog can be seen. Yeah, so the dog can be seen. So we're not writing a note on this one, right? We're just going to have a message. And just make sure I got that there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals, right? because this is a card, so I'm not worried about it being a gift. I don't, let's see here. Because this is a card, right? So it's not like a gift that somebody's going to be using over and over. Okay, there you go. All right, and so again, I'm going to put the bow on here, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment right here. All right, so I'm going to stamp Wolf Wolf. Joy, I have somebody checking on that. I'm not sure. Okay, so we're just going to have this stamp Wolf Wolf. And that way she can write whatever sentiment she wants on the inside of the card. Okay? So, then all we're going to do is take it and we're going to put it up here on dimensionals. Alright? I didn't know what size I wanted. I could have done Wolf Wolf more than 2 times, right? And I'm just going to put it right here. We're going to cut it off. And I'm just going to put it over here to the left. I'm going to let it cross over. I'm going to actually put it on lower dimensionals. And I'm just going to put it over here to the left. So the nice thing is when you're making this gift set here, that you can make different cards, right? I could take the same paper I just made, and I could alter it. I'm just going to have it go right almost to the edge, and just have it Wolf Wolf right here, okay? So I could use this paper and exactly what I have right here, and I can make 4 different cards, or I could change the paper. So no, you tell me, what do you think? If I was giving this to you, would you want me to use the same paper and just give you 4 different designs with this paper? Or would you prefer to get 4 different holiday cards that have the dog on it? You let me know, because this is I got 3 more cards to make. We're not making 3 more cards right here and now, but I have 3 more cards to make to fill up this box. It's the only thing about liquid glue, you gotta give it a moment to let it dry and not get all of you at the same time. So as you can see, this has no ribbon. Could I put ribbon on there? Maybe, but I think it's cute just the way it is. And let me show you how it's gonna work in the box. So here's our box, right? So we're just going to take the bottom part off, and I actually made them both matching, and you can see that it will fit in here. So you got to keep in mind when you're making your gift box here and you're putting cards in here that you're going to have an envelope. So if I put 4 cards in here, I'm going to have 4 envelopes, all right? So that's what you need to keep in mind. So with that, I'll have to come back and finish this right here later when everything's dried really good. But I just wanted to show you that we have got 3 things that we have made as gifts for this particular set here. I'll see if I can stick this on also while it's not dry yet. Okay, so I'll have to wait till the glue dries, right? Because that's what's about, is the glue drying, and I just lost it, but that's okay, I have more. There's more where that came from. And, okay. Apparently that's not going to go where I wanted to go, but that's alright. But the glue is definitely not dry at all, because I can still see the whiteness of the glue. Alright, I'm going to quit trying to mess with that, because all I'm doing is causing my bell to move around. I need it to dry and stay in one place. Alright, so as you can see, we've got 3 different gifts we've created. We've created the box. We've created the cards to go in the box. And we have created a nice little notepad to have 3 gifts to go with our Christmas card. Whoop, whoop. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. You know how many times we think to make a gift for somebody it has to be really complicated and all, it's really not. It's just a matter, in this particular case, we're coordinating the different papers and keeping the same thing. So I hope you enjoyed this, and be sure to like and follow us on YouTube, here on Facebook, right? And we also post on Pinterest and Instagram. So you'll be able to see photos of this on Pinterest and Instagram, and you also will see the video on YouTube. So be blessed, have a totally amazing week, and look forward to seeing you next time on Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Bye.